Hello, and welcome to Twin Study After Dark. I'm your host, Sallie, joined by my co-host, Katie. We're identical twin sisters. We invite you to join us as we investigate our similarities and differences in all things life has to offer. Hey everyone, it's Sallie. I just wanted to say before we start the podcast that today we'll be talking about body insecurities as well as plastic surgery. I wanted to put this out there because I know it's a sensitive topic for a lot of individuals, and it definitely is one for us. That's why we wanted to share some things, again, just to normalize that everybody has insecurities. Katie and I firmly believe everybody has the right to their own body and can make necessary changes if that's what they desire. And of course, for health reasons, 100%. We love you guys, and we hope you enjoyed this week's Twin Study. Hello, and welcome to this week's Twin Study After Dark. I'm your host, Sallie.
And I'm your other host, Katie.
And I just want to apologize to Mother Willow, who we have not mentioned in the last 2 episodes.
I think I tried to.
Oh, is Willow with us today?
Willa.
Willa? Didn't I say that?
Did you?
Yeah. Shout out to Mother Willow. I know I haven't mentioned you lately. I'm sorry. We've got ahead of ourselves. So today we're going to be talking about a debate topic that goes along the lines of body positivity or body not positivity. What's the opposite? I don't know. But
I don't know. You're telling me.
Okay. So I kind of wanted to start out with talking about some of our insecurities because we're going to be talking about plastic surgery and things like that today.
I don't think I have very little feelings about it, but
okay, well can I get into the conversation?
Yes.
Okay. So, we're twins. We're identical twins.
Yes.
So from a young age, we're just going to go into our body, how we're looking at it, how we're looking at ourselves. Being twins, did that affect you at all?
Obviously, yes. Absolutely. Also, growing up in a time when Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie and Christina Aguilera at her skinniest were the epitome of beauty.
Also, low-rise jeans, kill me.
Who the hell?
Also, no thighs.
And we are the generation of eating disorders.
Oh my God. It's true.
So,
I think that most girls, if they were to be honest, I think they'd say, yeah, I definitely have had trouble with my weight. In some regard.
Insecurities because of
weight.
Especially in our generation.
In our generation, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's okay. We see you. We love you. But it was a process.
I don't want to skip ahead, but the generation, our niece is 16.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just so thankful that she doesn't have to go through what we went through.
Because low-rise jeans?
Well, no, because I just saw the new Mean Girls movie, and everybody has a normal body in it.
I know.
And I was like, but how powerful is that?
I do want to say, though, for the skinny chicks that just can't gain weight, that's their normal body. It's normal for bodies to be different sizes. That's the thing.
Totally get that, yes. But we saw anorexic, let's be real.
Yeah.
What we were...
Our period of growing up was terrible for basically what was normal.
Yeah. It was not healthy, that's for sure.
Yeah. And it is pretty inspiring to look at girls today who just love their body regardless of however it's made, honestly.
Yeah.
So anyway, growing up as a twin, do you want to talk on that? Because we're clearly identical twins, so...
I'd be curious to hear what you have to say.
Well, I know, but you haven't told the podcast what... Everybody else knows in our life what Katie thinks about having an identical twin, but you haven't told the podcast, so...
Well...
I'll say my thoughts afterward.
Okay, so I thought growing up that when you're a twin, people don't know how to recognize who is who unless they're your friend, right? So... a lot of times they use identifying words to be like, oh, that's the this twin. That's the... Otherwise, you're lumped in as each other. It's either the Gibbs twins or, oh, that's the fat one. Or that's the whatever, talkative one. So I've always been the bigger twin since birth. Sally was 4.5 pounds. I was 5 pounds. Not that that matters. It never really does matter. But when you're a child, I was just always... probably what people would have described as the fat twin, even though I wasn't fat. So,
Yeah.
but you're being compared to a genetically identical version of yourself. And in my case, my genetically identical version of myself was always smaller than me.
Which is crazy, though, because if you would have been a solo person, nobody would have called you fat.
And that's the thing I always feel like I need to remind myself of. Mm-hmm. Because when I have gone through periods of time where I'm really... and there's been years where we didn't live near each other.
Yeah.
And when I first went to college, for the first time in my entire existence, I turned 18, I went to college in a different state. I was a solo person, mm-hmm. and I felt more confident than I'd ever felt my entire life because I was learning to love myself. Mm-hmm. And I now, as an adult, have the wherewithal to understand where my complexities are coming from, but I still can look at Sallie and be like, oh, if I lost 15 pounds, this is what I'd look like.
Like, you have a direct example.
I have a direct example right in front of my face, and then I have to remind myself, you love your body. You love what you look like. If it wasn't for that person, which I would not trade for the world, you would love yourself.
Yeah.
So it's just like a constant reminder of, like, I value my body. I love what it does for me. I love the shape of it. I love all of the pieces of me. And when I'm in my most insecure, the most I could say is I want to be smaller, but it's like, it's not even me wanting to be smaller. It's me looking at my twin and being like, I feel like I should be because she is.
Yeah.
So that's really, really, like, it's just complicated.
Yeah. I will say, like, growing up as, like, the AK, like, smaller twin, I guess, even though there were moments in life where you were definitely smaller than me.
In my saddest moments.
Yeah, like, and
Depression.
also in my college binge drinking and eating pizza, I remember I came home and Katie was like, you gained the freshman 15.
Oh, God.
It's embarrassing, but, like, I definitely did.
It's also, but...
Also, though, we shouldn't have been
so
commenting
ridiculous.
on each other's
Yeah, like, it sucks to have somebody that can comment on it.
I know, but, you know, siblings are like that. So, I will say that growing up, I didn't have insecurities around how I looked, in terms of, like, relating myself to you. But I had insecurities about my level of, what is the word? Like, skills. Like, you were very artistic and you were very good at it. Like, Katie was known in the whole, like, school as being one of the best artists. She was very good at art.
But I'm not good at any hobbies.
Oh, yeah, she doesn't have hobbies.
Remember, I don't have hobbies.
She had no boyfriends. No, I never dated.
I'm just kidding. Nobody wanted to date me because I was a fat twin.
But I...
So I had to create art.
So anyway,
humbly,
her sadness led her to a paintbrush, and in that paintbrush, and
I threw tears at the canvas.
Yes, she locked herself in the closet and just threw art together. Yeah. But anyway, I think my insecurities came from her deep passion for a craft, and she was really, really good at it. And I think I didn't feel like I was really, really good at anything, but she was really, really good at something. So I would say, like, body-wise, it didn't bug me. Did you develop an insecurity about those at a young age, or do you think that there were other people that came into play that realized it?
I mean, I know that others pointed out that I was larger.
Yeah, so that was an insecurity of you.
Yeah, and it was, like, our friends.
Yeah.
So...
Because when you're a kid, you don't realize the harm it's doing.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, I think that... But like I said, it just kind of sucks because there was nothing wrong with either of us.
No. And yeah, I honestly, I feel like... So I'm raising twin girls right now.
Yeah.
And it is going to be, like, one of my hardest missions to be like, do not compare them. They are different people. And they are both beautiful. And, like, they're so individualized.
People just lump you. Because
and it's hurtful.
My junior year of high school, I lost a ton of weight. And to be honest, I was dealing with food issues. Like, it was not healthy. But I remember how many compliments I got.
People always compliment when you lose weight.
I know. And, like, after my divorce, I lost a lot of weight, too. And I got a ton of compliments. And I just wished those people knew that I was so sad.
I know. I wish that people would start conversations with, like, hey, are you happy? Like, how are you doing? And then you're like, yeah, I am happy. And they're like, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
You know, instead of like, oh, God, you look great. Like, you're like, oh, because I haven't eaten in a week? Because I'm depressed?
Because I think that every time that I reach this, like, really, what would be, I think, well-received by society thinness, people start complimenting me all the time. But that's, like, been my saddest, most depressed moments in my entire life.
Yeah, so that's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But,
I would say, like, a lot of my insecurities, because I really was pretty freaking naive. Like, I feel like I was, like, pretty unaware of my body. Like, I was, like, just, like, kind of happy with it for the most part.
Yeah, because I think a part of that was, like, always being an athlete. Like, you were active.
Also, I was the skinny twin. So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So you didn't have...
I'm kind of, like, stroking my ego.
And, like, honestly, to even, like, go back to it, too, to be, like, so fixated on is thin pretty.
I know, right?
Grosses me out to
right?
think about.
That's terrible, because thin is not, does not...
the definition.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Oh my God, 100%. And sometimes I see people, I'm like, oh my God, they'd be a little cuter if they were, like, a little bit thicker, you know? But, so I didn't really have insecurities until I started dating. And I dated some people that would comment on my body, and that made me insecure.
Yeah.
And the first one, he didn't even mean to be mean. He wrote a poem about me.
Wait, is this the...
No, this was not the poetry slam.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Why are all these guys writing poems about
I
you?
must have, like, put it down.
I'm like the artist who would die to have a poem.
So the funny
written
thing
about me.
is, I always wrote poetry when I was young. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So I must have, like, manifested it, but, like, there is nothing more disgusting to me than a man writing me poetry. I don't know why. I'm not attracted to it. But
I don't want a poem, by the way. I'm just saying, like, why didn't the artist receive the poems?
yeah, you would have loved it.
Sally doesn't care about this shit.
I literally received a poem and I was like, okay, we're done. So he meant to be nice, and this is the scary thing is.
Ew, what did he say?
He said my legs were like tree trunks.
No, he didn't.
Yes.
That's not something you write in a poem that's
No.
nice.
No, it was nice. It was in a heart shape. He cut it out as a shape of a heart. And he said my legs were strong like tree trunks. And I'm like, that's so mean. Like, I was like, that's not romantic.
He said strong.
Yeah, but like tree trunks? Like,
I know, when you're young, that probably...
Yeah, that really hurt my feelings. I was like, okay, so maybe my legs are a little thick. Like, at the time I was playing soccer, you know, so maybe whatever. But, like, also that's not a bad thing. But at the time I took it really offensively.
Yeah.
So that started in college. I dated a man who was, like, 8 years older than me at one point. And I literally worshipped the ground he walked on.
Which does not.
But I didn't notice at the time. This has come with years of reflection that he made a lot of comments about my body.
Yeah.
Like, at the time, I, like, really wanted a boob job. Like, I wanted bigger boobs.
What?
Like, all my friends at the time will be like, oh, yeah, you really wanted that.
If you gain weight, they'll just come.
He made a comment about, so me and Katie have this really cute, like, the lump that's under your chin. What do you call this?
I don't know. It's the thing that you could, like, probably get sucked out.
No, I mean, okay, so it's like under your chin, there's like a little pocket of fat. Some people have that you see from the side. So our dad has it. It's genetic. And my son has it, which has made me fall in love with it. But this particular boyfriend said, hey, you know there's plastic surgery. I never mentioned, first of all, so I never noticed it about myself. Truly, true to God, I've never noticed it about myself till he told me one day, there's plastic surgery that you can get that removed. I know a girl who got it removed and, like, showed me pictures. But it made me so insecure because I was never aware of it. And then once he pointed it out that I could get plastic surgery for it, then I was hyper aware of it. And honestly, I hated it about myself. I hated it so much until my son was born and he has it. And now it makes me melt. I'm in love with it. Like, he's the cutest thing to me. So I'm like, I love that in him. So, but I'm getting ahead of myself. A second thing he said was...
Oh my gosh, is this an episode just about all the things he said? Because,
no, I'm saying...
No, but, like, also shout out to this guy for, like, dissing my sister so many times that we could make an entire episode about it.
Well, it didn't... Okay, so anyway, we're supposed to be naming our insecurities.
Okay.
Because we're going to get to plastic surgery.
Oh, okay.
The next thing he said was the hair that's, like, right here, like, on the side of your
jawline,
like you know your ears. All girls and boys,
it's like peach fuzz.
Yeah, like, have hair on the side by, like, right by your ears. Yeah, he said that, like, he's like, you should get that removed or whatever. And then I honestly, again, I looked in the mirror and I was like, I didn't even know I had any. Like, I literally had no idea. He was just really good at pointing out things I just had no idea about. But
I think you need to put this person in a pocket.
No, I'm saying that so after that, after dating that person, I developed a lot of insecurities about myself. Mm-hmm. And at one point in time, I'd say probably like 8 years ago, I would have been gung-ho on plastic surgery. Like, for a lot of things. Like, I probably would have done it.
Yeah.
So, my debatable topic today is, how do you feel about plastic surgery for yourself, for others? Is it a yes or no?
Yeah.
Because, obviously, I wanted to just present to people. Because everybody's always like, oh my God, like, why would you want plastic surgery? And I wanted to present to people. People have things that they see and you do not. Everybody has insecurities.
Yeah, for sure.
So how do you feel about plastic surgery?
For me, and again, this is me speaking on behalf of myself, for me, I don't support it for myself. I think that we had talked in a previous episode about how I said I'd never choose elective surgery, and I really meant that. If I, for some reason, decided to get plastic surgery, that would be there would be a lot of thought that wouldn't be behind that, and I don't know what would get me there. Like, I don't know, because I don't dislike anything about my physical appearance that much that I want to go under the knife to alter it. Mm-hmm. If for some reason I was in an accident, or I had to, I was suffering from an illness where my body changed and I wanted it to be like restructured back to closer to what it was in beforehand, mm-hmm. that I would probably do.
After childbirth, did you debate it?
No. I never.
Not in any form?
No, because after childbirth, like, realistically, what I desired was to lose weight, and to me, weight has always been something that if you want to lose it, you can lose it. Mm-hmm. Like, go start exercising, eat healthier, stop drinking. That's a big one. I know I have the control and in my power to do what I want to do, because I do desire, like, go through periods of time where I'm like, I want to be thinner, mm-hmm. and I'm so lucky that that's something that I can control to an extent. Like, mm-hmm. there's some things I can't control, but, like, to an extent, I can choose to make healthier decisions and, like, maybe help with that, But I really believe in loving my body for what it's done for me and appreciating it. And I know I'm not the best. I don't always feel that way. Sometimes I have moments of insecurity. That's, to me, been very normal in my life. But I value aging. It's a gift mm-hmm. to age.
Yeah.
It's a privilege to age. I don't want to say or think that my exterior matters so much that I'm investing more into it when I should be, like, nourishing my soul and, like, investing in my inner self.
Yeah. Okay, so I have two layers to this. I actually am pro surgery for others. Like, honestly, I am. If you want to go get surgery because it is going to make your life significantly happier or yourself feel stronger.
You should love yourself.
Yes. I'm very pro. I am very pro plastic surgery. And you have a friend who had a breast reduction. It changed her life.
It was wonderful.
Changed her life.
Yeah.
I am so pro. If there is something that bugs you every single day, or if after having kids and breastfeeding, you're like, I need a lift. I am so pro doing that for anybody else, honestly. I'm like, you do you, girl. Honestly, all that matters is that you look at yourself in the morning and you're saying, I'm proud of myself, I love myself. So if that's going to help you, I support it. For myself, I'm just a baby when it comes to surgeries. I'm a baby when it comes to needles. Because Katie and I have really thin lips.
Oh.
Really thin lips. So, like, even, like, filler for our lips.
Yeah.
I'm sure would make us more attractive to the public eye. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, I guess that's another insecurity of mine. So anyway, I've thought about filler. a lot of our friends are getting Botox nowadays. Like, we're 35, we're getting wrinkly.
I feel like tons of people, everybody.
All of our friends. Oh my God, everybody's getting Botox.
But we also dealt with you look so young. I hate.
To this day, everybody's like, oh my God, you have 4 kids? Like, how? Like, you're like 20 years old.
I think it's done me a disservice in the corporate world to look young, where I've honestly wished away youth, and I feel so bad about that.
So you're not getting Botox or fillers anytime soon?
No.
I've definitely debated it. First of all, it's so expensive. So I'm like, is that worth it? Second of all, like I said, I'm a baby when it comes to things. In the past, when I was young, I definitely probably would have made some decisions had it the opportunity presented itself. I probably would have gotten plastic surgery, honestly. Like, at one point, I wanted my boobs to be bigger. Obviously, like, I had, like, the chin thing that he talked about or whatever. And so I think in my youth, I probably would have. And then, but now, today, sitting here, I think I would have been sad a little bit that I made those changes. Because I love my body now.
I support anything anybody needs to do or wants to do to make themselves feel more comfortable in their own skin.
Yeah.
And if you feel more comfortable...
And if it's a health thing, like, please do it.
Existence. Yeah, it's
exactly.
your existence. So, I'm not speaking for anybody else in this
except for you. Yeah. And ditto. Same here. Like, honestly. Because at the end of the day, this is basically just, like... They say, like, our meat suit. Exactly. Like, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to know your opinion about it, because I think today I'd say, no, I really don't think I'd ever get plastic surgery, because I've learned to, like, be okay with every part of me. I know that it is widely popular right now to be on, like, weight loss drugs, like Ozempic.
Oh, yeah.
What is your philosophy on that? Do you agree with the use of Ozempic for weight loss?
I truthfully believe this. I do not care what anybody else does with their body. Like, that's
their body.
Their body, their choice,
that's a good, yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, it's not me. Like, for me, do I have concerns? I'd be worried about, like, the long-term effects, and I wouldn't want to dish out a ton of money for something like that. But I don't care. What anybody wants to do with their body is their choice.
I think, honestly, like, when I watch award shows, and I've listened to a couple of podcasts that talk about Ozempic, and you just realize, like, it's pretty popular among celebrities and people we see on the screens. And it does make me sad. It makes me a little, like, flashbacky to
like,
our
youth. Returning to the youth we grew up with.
It makes me nervous about my kids and what they're going to be looking at, because it's an impossible standard. And that's scary to me, to be raising 3 girls, especially, looking at women like that.
Yeah.
It's not like these aren't normal bodies, but if you're naturally a thicker person, to all of a sudden be really skinny, that's really troubling to look at. Like, for, like, a girl.
Also just be more open about how that happens. Like, what they're doing to get that skinny. Because I think the conversation when we grew up was, like, all these fad diets.
Oh, my
like,
gosh.
Slim Fast or whatever. I don't even know.
Slim Fast, lean, whatever, cuisine.
Well, it's like... Yes, there are people, they're celebrities, their job, their career is to look a certain way. Yeah. That's not real. That's not everyday life. That's not real people.
Yeah.
And just, like, be more open about the conversation.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And maybe turning off the fucking television.
Yeah. Well, like you said, though, I mean, like how you said, it really inspires me today when I saw the new Mean Girls and all the girls were a normal size. I do want to point out, though, that representation does matter, whether it be a size or a color. So when you say, I'm going to have a conversation and say, well, this is just celebrities, like, Katie, that doesn't solve it. Like,
right.
If they're all one size, no, that's not solving anything.
Well, obviously.
Well, that's the argument. That you said, well, I'm just going to have the conversation to solve it.
That's just all you can do as a parent is, like, try to have as many conversations as possible. Obviously, it'd be so hard for an individual person to solve everything, but I do think that, like, a lot of the problems we're getting closer with the more conversations we have.
Yeah, I get it. I think parents are getting more open with their kids, for sure. Okay, so that was actually a debate. How do you feel about it?
I don't know. It was refreshing.
Katie can't say, this isn't actually a study. You see, we got a little heated there.
It was a little refreshing.
I guess what I mean is I just wish that we lived in a world where people who don't need to be using a drug for weight loss feel any pressure to use a drug for weight loss. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, Ozempic is for people with diabetes, and I totally support it if it's making you a healthier person, but if it's just for weight loss alone, that makes me sad because bodies can be beautiful in any shape.
I agree. I think that what we said originally was like everybody should be happy and healthy in their own body, whatever body they, were born into. And I do agree, representation matters. Like, you need to see different types of people on the screen. But I also think that you can't control what celebrities are going to do.
I also think, though, there is some hope because there is a generation that has come in now that their normal is seeing normal bodies.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they'll go back as far as what we experienced in our youth. Do you know what I mean?
I hope not. Yeah.
Like, I think that they'll be more vocal about it, and I also think that they have more body positivity to the fact that they don't feel that pressure. I hope it never gets to that place again.
Right.
Especially in my kids' lives. I don't want them feeling that overwhelming sense of pressure. But at the same time, I would absolutely support, I guess, any of my friends if it was making them a happier person. It's a hard conversation.
I mean, like, when you think about, because I don't know all the celebrities that use it, but when you think about the celebrities that use it in, like, their age range, aren't they, like, our age group and above?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, the younger ones are it's probably the people that have, like,
that grew up with our generation.
Like, what is that? Like, trauma, like,
who feels like they need to be a certain size to be accepted.
That's
true.
Actually, that is true.
Yeah. Like, the younger Gen Z or, I don't know if that's gonna affect them the same way.
Yeah, except for maybe they'll see it and be like, man, these people do a whole lot to lose weight.
Yeah, like that looks like, that just seems like so much work.
I know.
I guess it's not that much if you're just injecting yourself. But honestly, when I did my egg retrieval, injections every day is a pain in the ass.
It's hard stuff.
It's actually...
I couldn't do it. I hate needles.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Whatever, to each their own.
To each their own, yeah. And like, when they say beauty is pain, sometimes beauty is pain.
If that's what you think is beautiful.
I also, yes, exactly, it's subjective. And also, you just think about different things people do, girls in general, like plucking eyebrows, getting nails done, getting plastic surgery. It's like, you can't draw a line because everybody's doing something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In some regard.
Mm-hmm.
And then we haven't even talked about social media, how much editing goes on.
Oh my God. Well, that's why.
And that might be actually just as harmful, or if not more.
Well, I think when I was talking about before about, like, how you can do is talk to your kids about it. And
well, because you said they aren't real people, and I was thinking they
are real people.
But like, online?
They're not. They're like, when you think about the editing that happens, even in film now, like, there's so much editing in film alone. And like before, maybe it was like an image that was edited. Now it's a whole piece of footage that's edited.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so again, obviously there are real people, but like by the time you see them, they're not really real people.
And that's sad.
Yeah.
Because like, that's sad.
Just the filters, bare minimum filters.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Yeah. I know. Do you have like a new app that's like, I'm old, so I don't remember the name, but it's like real time or something. But basically, your alarm on your phone, or like it notifies you when you have to take a picture and you have to take it in real time, and it doesn't let you edit it, and then people post it.
Oh, interesting.
And I just think that would be pretty cool if that's what the kids are into now. You know what I mean? Because Instagram is so edited, and like, it really is bad for your mental health if you're on it all the time.
Well, do you start believing that's what you look like in real life?
Well, or everybody else is just like perfect, you know?
I've talked to people, again, around our age range, and they have an entirely different persona on social media.
Oh my gosh, it's like an alter ego.
It's not a big deal to them. Like, it's kind of like an avatar. Like, where it's like, like, that's who I am on Instagram or whatever. And so they edit it, so they're always this particular size, or their arms, like, I see a lot of girls editing their arms, or...
What?
Yeah. So that's interesting.
Oh, and if you are a person that can take it as, like, oh, this isn't even me, it's an avatar, but, like, I don't look at social media like that. Like, when I look at pictures, I really think that's how people are.
I went through social media a while ago. I feel like this was when I was just trying to be healthier and cleanse, like, my social media, so I wasn't following Instagram stars, or, you know, because I know they're so edited, it wasn't doing anything for my mental health. Yeah. To look at them.
Well, I know, like, every time I've taken a break from social media, what do I say?
Oh, you're so happy.
I'm like, I'm the happiest I've ever been.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I get it. Man, body insecurity is a tough thing.
Honestly, like, circling back to just comparing to be twins, but comparing to somebody else on Instagram or social media too, it's like the thief of joy or your satisfaction in yourself will come through comparing yourself to others. Yeah. Like, you just have to love who you are and stop comparing yourself, because nobody else is you.
For sure. So I guess we're going to wrap up, and I'm going to just say plastic surgery, yay or nay. I think we both agreed.
I support it for everybody else, but for me, and you know what, I say it now, but, like, who knows, maybe something would happen and I'd change my mind, but as of right now, I would say no.
I agree. Right now, I just am a baby with it, but if I got sick at some point, like cancer or something, or if I needed reconstructive surgery, or if we had another kid and I was like, I feel more confident if I have a lift or something like that, who knows? I don't know what's going to happen in the future.
I mean, if I had twins one day, I might actually...
you would be like, take that.
I gained 60 pounds with one individual baby. Like, what
Can
am
you
I
imagine
like
if it
after?
doubled?
Oh my gosh.
No, because twins are like cut in half.
I'm kidding. Like, I really don't... I hope I wouldn't be like that, but, like, maybe I would.
Right now I say no to plastic surgery, but I am highly supportive of anybody who wants it. Mm-hmm. And I get it, because learning to love your body is so terribly hard already. If you're going to do something and it's going to help you, I support it.
I don't think you should walk through this life, this physical existence we're in at this time, without loving your body and loving yourself.
Yeah, because that's a
really
sad thought. Oh my God, that makes me actually kind of want to tear up.
Right, yeah.
Like, you can go a whole lifetime and hate
yours.
You should.
At least get to...
And if you are able to
loving yourself,
get to a point where you can somehow.
Yeah.
Okay, what was the next topic? Plastic... Oh, fillers, Botox.
For me, again, no, but again, all my friends do it, so I love you.
If you did, I'd be so jealous. Can you imagine if one twin got it and the other one didn't?
Speaking of Love is Blind, because we bring it up every episode, I just thought all the girls started to look the same, where I just, like, I don't know, it's just not for me.
Yeah. I know, I need to learn to love my small lips. Actually, I mean, I'm getting closer and closer to it, but...
Everything comes back. It's just a trend that will come back, hopefully.
I don't know, all my girls have nice luscious lips, and I think it's the most beautiful thing.
Okay, well, love yourself.
Love yourself. Love myself and my small lips. So I'm gonna say no for me, but I do definitely, I mean, I support it for everyone else.
Oh yeah, totally.
And then Ozempic.
I get you're scared about what it could do to the media and, like, the content your children are seeing.
But at the same time, it already exists somewhere else. Like we said, social media's out there.
The filters are, and, like, whatever.
I agree to you, like, we're going to just have a bunch of conversations. You know what I mean?
So keep talking. Yeah, keep it real.
I'm going to be an optimist, and I'm going to say the younger generation isn't going to revert back to how bad we were when we only liked women that were 00 white women with blonde hair and blue eyes.
Also, the younger generations, like, we always joke that all the kids carry water bottles these days. They do seem healthier than us.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, like, they seem like they care about their health.
Like, we're not feeding them processed food for every meal.
Yeah, so, I mean, hopefully there's some hope there, too.
Yeah. We're gonna lay it on you guys. We're trying to break the trauma bond, or the generational curses and everything in the millennial age group.
We did everything we could by getting rid of hip huggers.
We got rid of hip huggers for you guys, so...
let us keep our skinny jeans.
Yes, oh my gosh. And please don't go back to hip huggers, because I can't do that.
No.
Can you imagine? No, I can't do that. No. I can't do that.
Not happening.
So anyway, that's where we're going to leave off today on Twin Study After Dark. I hope everybody enjoyed this episode, and it wasn't too triggering for anyone, but we definitely understand if it was slightly triggering, because, like I said in our kind of my pre-podcast spiel, this is a hard conversation for both of us because we both have insecurities about ourselves. So, but like learning to love each other. And I think as you get older, it gets easier.
I hope it does for everybody, but
Yeah.
for us it has.
It has for us.
Yeah.
So I can't speak for everybody, but I think that I hope and I wish that for everybody out there who's listening.
And that could go into our next topic, is if you need to love yourself before you meet your partner.
Okay.
Or
Yeah,
if
that's
you
a good
can-
idea.
That's a good one.
That's a good topic.
Let us know if you want to hear that. We have some feelings on that.
Yeah, I do have a lot of feelings on that.
Okay.
So anyway, we'll see you next week. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, and we'll talk soon. Bye.
Bye.
If you've enjoyed our podcast today, please rate, review, and subscribe. We'll meet again next week for more Twin Studies. Bye.